Laughter is one of the strangest noises humans make. It bursts out of the body in a way that can look joyful, nervous, rude, contagious, awkward, or completely uncontrolled. One moment a person is calm, and the next they are bent over, gasping, unable to keep a straight face for reasons that sometimes seem obvious and sometimes make almost no sense at all. And if you stop and think about it, that is already weird. Why would evolution keep a behavior that makes us lose control of our breathing, our posture, and sometimes our dignity? Why would ancient humans laugh in the first place? That is the question hiding under the surface, because laughter does not look especially serious from the outside, but it may be one of the most important social tools humans ever developed. It is not just a reaction to jokes. It's older than comedy, older than punchlines, and probably older than the kind of humor we use today. Ancient humans likely laughed before they ever told stories with setup and payoff. They may have laughed as a way to signal safety, connection, relief, and belonging long before laughter became entertainment. That is what makes the whole thing so interesting. Laughter feels playful now, but at its core, it may have started as a social signal, a kind of body language you could hear. Imagine an ancient group of humans sitting near a fire, watching each other carefully, living in a world where trust mattered and danger was always close. In that world, laughter would have done something powerful. It would have told everyone nearby, "This is safe, we are okay, you can relax here." That's not a small thing. For a species that survived by staying connected, that kind of signal would have been priceless. And once laughter started doing that job, it had a reason to stay. The first clue is that humans do not only laugh when something is funny. We laugh when we're nervous, we laugh when something is awkward, we laugh when tension breaks, we laugh when someone else laughs, sometimes without even knowing why. That means laughter is not just a response to humor, it's also a response to social pressure, relief, uncertainty, and connection. The body is not always reacting to comedy. Sometimes it's reacting to the feeling that a moment has shifted and the room needs to know it. If you're into these kinds of strange human history questions, this is exactly the kind of thing this channel is built for. The weirdest behaviors often make the most sense once you stop assuming they started for the reason we use them now. That brings us back to ancient humans. They were not sitting around inventing stand-up routines and waiting for applause. They were living in small groups where cooperation was everything. A laugh could soften a moment, reduce tension, show friendliness, or tell others that a situation was not dangerous. It could also help keep the group together. Humans who could signal trust and safety were probably easier to live with, easier to cooperate with, and easier to survive beside. In that sense, laughter was not a bonus feature. It may have been part of the glue holding early human groups together.
And that glue mattered, because ancient humans were not living easy lives. They were moving through harsh environments, dealing with uncertainty, and depending on one another for survival. In a world like that, anything that improved group bonding would have had a real advantage. Laughter may have helped ancient humans relax around each other, recover from stress, and reinforce social bonds after conflict or danger. If one person could make another laugh, that might have been more valuable than people realize. It was not just entertainment, it was social repair. Then there's the other strange thing about laughter. It spreads. One person laughs, and suddenly others do too. That contagious quality makes it feel almost biological in a very deep way. Humans are wired to respond to one another, and laughter seems to exploit that wiring beautifully. It travels through groups like a spark. Once it starts, it can loosen fear, break tension, and pull people into the same emotional space. That means laughter may have worked like an emotional shortcut for ancient humans. Instead of explaining that something was okay, the body just performed okay. That matters because ancient humans had fewer tools for explaining themselves in detail. They did not have text messages, movies, memes, or long speeches to manage every social moment. They had voices, faces, bodies, and instincts. Laughter fit that world perfectly. It could mean, "I am not a threat," It could mean, I am with you. It could mean, we survived that. It could even mean, I see what's happening and I do not want this moment to turn serious. One sound, many messages. Very efficient, very human. Then there's the other deeper biological side to it. Laughter changes breathing, muscle tension, and emotional state. It can interrupt stress, break a spiral of fear, and shift the body from tension toward release. That means laughter may not only have helped social groups, but also helped individual humans reset after pressure. Ancient life was full of pressure. Anything that briefly interrupted that pressure could have been useful. A laugh may have done for the nervous system what a deep breath does now, except with more noise and more embarrassment. And maybe that's the real reason laughter survived. It did too many useful things at once. It signaled safety, it bonded groups, it reduced tension, it spread through communities, it helped the body release stress. It probably started as something simple and behavioral, then evolved into one of the richest human expressions we have. Today it can mean joy, irony, relief, sarcasm, embarrassment, or pure nonsense. But underneath all of that, it still seems to carry the old message, we are safe enough to let go for a second. So why did ancient humans laugh? Because laughter helped them survive together. Because it turned fear into connection. Because it was a signal the group could hear and respond to. Because it probably made life easier in a world that was anything but easy. And because once humans discovered that a sound could change the mood of a room, that sound was never going away. That's the strange truth. Laughter is not just what humans do when life is funny. It may be one of the reasons ancient humans could keep life from becoming unbearable.